What's going on, YouTube? Back with another one. And today I kind of want to go over my 2025 Halloween season, talk about a few things and how this actual season went down for me, myself. And a lot of the things that I'm going to say are personal opinions, but I want to try to give you guys, well, let me just put it this way. One purpose of my channel is to inform you guys, to keep you posted on things, to help you save money, to give you tips and hints. It's not always just about unboxings or reviews. I know a lot of these type videos that I make don't always get a lot of the attention that they should because really I'm trying to help my followers and subscribers out. And take it for what it's worth. If you want to bypass this, I get it. But I'm telling you, I think there's some things in here that you really need to hear, especially if you are a Halloween enthusiast. So I'm going to tell you, one of the biggest gripes I have about this particular year is um, the quality of the Halloween products that are being produced by a lot of these box stores, big box stores, but mainly the Home Depot. And Home Depot has let me down for the past 3 years in a row. But last year, I pretty much said that enough is enough. If you don't follow my channel, I'll just let you know 2024 season, I had bought 12 Home Depot animatronics in total. Eight of them were defective out of the box. And out of those eight, four of them had to be returned 3 times or more before I got a working part. Now, that ratio is really insane when you think about a brand new item out of the box. These things cost a good bit of money. And if you look at what you can buy with some of this money, I mean, we're talking about small appliances. We're talking about, 3 or 4 animatronics could cost you a new washer and dryer set. It could cost you a refrigerator. It could be a new stove or dishwasher. I mean, these things are not cheap. And so when you're putting the money that I was putting into this stuff, I expect the stuff to at least work on the first go round, to at least last a couple of seasons. But the quality is getting worse and worse with these parts. And this year was no different. If you notice, if you're a subscriber, I didn't do a Home Depot walkthrough. I didn't do a Lowe's walkthrough this year. I didn't even do my Halloween yard display that I normally do this year because I what has happened this year has totally turned me off in regards to any of those stores or their products. What I would like to do is slowly move to the more professional props. I do know they're more expensive and I would probably get only less of them each year, but I would rather deal with that than what I've been dealing with the experiences with some of these other stores. The customer service is going downhill. And now the biggest thing, the biggest issue that I have this year that I knew was going to happen, but I did not expect it to happen in 2025, is that we no longer have the SVI support that we normally have. Now, SVI, if you don't know, is the company that makes the majority of these animatronics and Halloween props at Home Depot. And they make other ones from Lowe's and other websites who sell animatronics. But they used to be the most giving, welcoming, greatest customer service you're gonna find type of company at one point in time. And I'm gonna give you a story of how they used to be compared to where they are as of right now today. So SVI is the company that would send you replacement parts, spare parts. If something's broken, they'll send you the whole new animatronic if they had it. Like they would go above and beyond to make sure that you were satisfied with their product. That's the way they used to be. I remember when I really started getting into collecting Halloween animatronics. This was about 5 years ago. About 5 years ago, when Home Depot first dropped their big spider, I can't remember what the name of it was at the time. I wanted that guy so bad, but he was selling out like crazy. I could not get my hands on it. Well, I finally found a guy on eBay selling one that was missing like, I don't know, 5 or 6 parts of the legs. And so I reached out to SVI and I told him what I was doing. I said, listen, this spider keeps selling out. I can't even find it on the used market. If I buy it from this guy, can you guys help me find the spare parts that are missing and I'll pay you for the legs if you just have them in stock. Well, the lady told me that no, it's fine. I'll see if we have them in stock. You don't even have to pay for them. I'll ship them out to you. And she looked, and I think she said she only found like 2 of the 6 parts that I needed or whatever. But at that time, I told her that I was buying a used object of one of their products off of eBay, not even through Home Depot, and it was missing parts, and she was willing to send me these parts for free if they were in the warehouse, or if she was able to locate some. So that's where SVI used to be. They used to be on that spectrum of completely trying to accommodate and make the customer happy. Fast forward to 2025, I just picked up the R2D2, and the dome of R2D2, the head doesn't sit flush on the body. So I reached out to SVI. I provided them the receipt. I provided them the proof of sale. And they basically told me the only thing that they can do is send me a replacement one, but I would have to pay for it. And with shipping and the fee and with the actual item, came up to about $200 for just the head of this thing. So basically, I have to pay $200 for a product that should have been working out of the box. Absolutely not, SVI. Absolutely not. That's not going to happen. Not only that, they're trying to blame it on tariffs. It's not about tariffs anymore. I know exactly what has happened with SVI, and I knew this was going to happen, and I talked about it in some videos a couple of years ago. What is happening is this community has taken advantage of SVI, as well as some of the other big box store names that I won't mention, in regards to spare parts. And it never dawned on me that this was happening until I met a guy who I bought a used product from, and I went into his storage unit where we met, and he started, showing me certain pieces, and I started seeing all of these extra parts laying around, and I was just like, "What is all of this stuff?" He was like, "Oh yeah, when I buy a prop, I contact the customer service," and he was talking about SVI at the time, and I get spare parts for every single animatronic in case something goes wrong. And I started also hearing about this type of tactic on some of the Halloween forums that I'm involved with. So I think over the years, SVI has caught on to this and has gotten super, super strict with sending out parts, which they were last year. And now they're completely ended it all together and expect us to pay for that. This is a major flaw with Home Depot. At this point in time, it's really going to defer me from even shopping at Home Depot for Halloween objects or animatronics, because if I can't get spare parts for things that are broken straight out of the box, there's no way I'm going to keep this product. I'm not going to pay extra money to get it, so I'm going to return it, and then it's just going to be a waste at that point in time. And I guarantee you there are way more returns that have happened this year at Home Depot than there were purchases, because there were, plenty of stock left over from this year's Home Depot launch. And as you saw, there were plenty of early sales with Home Depot. The greed, I think, has started to catch up, and the consumers are starting to realize what we are starting to pay for is junk. The components, the wires, the control boxes, the speakers, the materials are the cheapest of cheap materials that you can actually use for these products. But yet they're still trying to charge us $200, $300, $400 per prop. It's just not going to work that way. It's not going to work that way, Home Depot. And if you guys are really listening to your customers and the enthusiasts, as you are starting to grow bigger and bigger with this season, then I think you really need to pay attention to what the customers are saying. We would rather pay more money for a quality product that will last 3, 4, 5 seasons than to pay what we're paying now for a cheaper product that's broken straight out of the box. Not only that, we don't need all animatronics. Make some of these props static props and lower the price. You start getting with a company and using foam fill props, and start selling other things besides that. And not only that, we don't need 15 to 20 some animatronics every single year. It's overload. Take the sales routine of Party City when they were doing it. They dropped about 10 animatronics a year. That's really all we need. We don't need all of this extra stuff. It's just a waste. It is a waste. And so the whole thing has just put a bad taste in my mouth. And it started last year. Really, I never got over 2024 with all the issues I had last year. And I remember when I contacted SVI about Captain Cuts, the pirate, they made me send in pictures, the receipt. That wasn't enough. Then they made me create a video. That wasn't enough. So then I sent them my YouTube review, and that finally was able to get them to understand that my product has a problem, and you need to send me a replacement head. But I had to literally go back and forth and fight with them to try to get them to send me a replacement part. I just want no parts of anything like this. Home Depot has got a lot of work to do to get their stuff together. And we're not even going to go into the shipping damages and the boxes getting lost and all of that stuff. That actually happened to me this year. The first thing that I ordered from Home Depot this year was the shark. It got lost in the mail. And after that, I think the only thing I got from them this year was the LED spider, and I left Home Depot completely alone after that. I did not buy any other Home Depot prop this year, which is very abnormal for me. Normally, I'm buying about 10 of their items per year, if not more. This year, I bought one item. So that's my take on that. Now, some of the other stores, Lowe's, they had their issues as well this year. Spirit Halloween, I will say, has stepped up their game this year, and I do like their creativity they had this year. But there was nothing out that really just jumped at me that said, I gotta have this thing. So this was the year of really being able to save a lot of money. And but what I'm really gearing towards is selling a lot of my current props that I have and moving towards more of the professional things. I'm really excited to see what Distortions is going to come out with this year. That's my move from this point on, really. I'm not saying I'm never going to buy anything from Home Depot, but they just got to show and prove to me they got to step things up a little bit. And if SVI doesn't support anymore, then I'm kind of out of the Home Depot game, to be honest with you. And it's not just me. There's a lot of people who feel the same way. So if I were you guys, my advice to moving forward, if you're a Halloween enthusiast, collector, and all of that, number one, do your research on all of this stuff. Do not buy anything early at this point in time. There were enough sales from the Lowe's side and the Home Depot side, and even some Halloween stuff dropped in. Spirit Halloween stuff dropped in price for you to wait this out to get some of this stuff, but right before Halloween drops. So you'll still have time to set up your decorations and yards, and you can get new stuff for a cheaper price. Home Depot had about 50% off sales on some of their items before Halloween. They went on the 75% off, I think, a couple of days before Halloween. So it just shows you that, people are getting pretty smart about their buying habits with Halloween and realizing that we don't have to get this stuff early. We can wait. And I think that's a better option. Also, just be advised that, if that support's not going to be there from Home Depot, keep that in mind, because that's a big part it should be a big part in your buying decisions. And the rest of this stuff from all these other little stores, from Michael's, the at-home store, and, all these other places, catch the stuff on sale. Buy the stuff after Halloween. When I went to Spirit Halloween, literally the stores were full of stuff for 50% off. Pretty much any animatronic that I wanted, I could have got for 50% off. I didn't even think the prices were worth that. So my point is you just play it smart. Buy the stuff during the sales and set up your stuff for next year that way. Also, check Facebook Marketplace, because everybody is dumping their Halloween stuff because they have no room to store all this stuff. This is where you get the best deals. Buy now. Even right now in November, start looking at Facebook Marketplace. If there's something that you wanted, I guarantee you will find it on Facebook Marketplace. Just be patient and you'll get them at very good prices. So play it smart, guys. Don't waste your money on this stuff. Definitely don't be spending $300-$400 on these props, because normally they will go on sale. If you just got money to blow, that's one thing, but you really do have money to blow if you're buying the stuff at regular price, because it's just not worth it. Even at 50% off, Home Depot is still making a profit. They might even be making a profit at 75% off. But you just got to understand, none of this stuff is worth MSRP. All right? None of it from these big box stores are worth MSRP. So, yeah, there it is. I just, I was in the Halloween mood internally. Had a great yard display. Had a great people come by. It was a success. It was a fun night. But the season itself, I think, has been given a dark cloud over it because of the things that are happening in the industry, from the cheap parts, the no support, the bad customer service, the bad shipping, the increase in prices, um, the creativity not really being all that great. You know, we went from things like Captain Cuts and Lethal Lily and, you know, things with servos and Frankenstein to just the most basic, cheapest looking props ever. When I went to Home Depot and I saw the lineup and I was getting ready to film a video, I looked at this stuff and I was just like, I'm not filming this stuff, man. I'm not filming this stuff. All kind of gaps, pieces not fitting on correctly. I mean, it just looked bad. It just looked really, really bad. Um, so yeah, that's all I really had to say. I just want to give you guys an update. It's not that I didn't have a great Halloween. It's just that the stores are really ruining this stuff for us. But I'm slowly starting to transition to a different route. Um, and um, and yeah, I advise you guys to do the same, to be honest with you. Um, but yeah, so anyway, just wanted to give that out to you guys. Hope everybody's doing well, and I'll check you guys out in the next video. Peace.